Ladies and gentlemen, UFC 6 has been leaked again. First, it was the release date. Now it's the modes that they talked about as the bonuses and them coming out as part of the expansion passes. There's just a lot to go on ahead and get into, especially gameplay. But before we do, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. You guys have been enjoying the UFC 6 content. Let's go on ahead and get into it. So firstly, the first thing that we want to look at is the real-time contact, right? And this is something that was put out on Reddit, and it is being taken as true by a lot of creators and lots of people out there, and it does sound pretty credible. But you see the frostbite-powered ragdoll physics and improved damage reaction that is going to play a big role within the game. Now, I'm not crazy about the way the UFC 5 physics move and things like that, but ragdoll physics being emphasized again does make me happy for knockouts, because that is going to be really fun to see in game and for the way that the gameplay just plays in general. I think that that is an exciting piece of news that is going to impact the game in different ways that we just haven't seen in a long time. I believe I saw UFC 2 was the last time that we seen some very heavy ragdoll physics and things like that taking part of the game. So again, something very interesting to take with us there with the ragdoll physics. Now, there are going to be improved damage reactions, which I think will be nice as well. For the last couple of years, we've been seeing the fighters get damaged, but again, I really want to see the way that they move and the way that they act after being damaged or after getting hit, instead of just seeing kind of like a stunned motion and just getting back into the fight. I wonder how that's going to impact the type of, gameplay that we do see and how that comes to life. Super exciting stuff with both of those two pieces of just gameplay news that we have heard. Now, there is one new gameplay feature called Flow State, which it engages an athlete's standout skills in punishing fashion. I'm actually excited about this whole flow state thing. I think that that's going to make things a lot different. And I think that for the last couple of years, that's something that we have been waiting for, something different with UFC. And I think that based on what we're hearing, the small little things here and there, it does sound good. Now, a lot of you guys in the comment section, I had to, go on ahead and see. Some people don't want to pre-order without seeing gameplay, and that's completely fine. I don't recommend pre-ordering. Shoot, I still haven't pre-ordered because I want to see gameplay. I want to see the way this game works before I even go on ahead and spend my money. But the very big thing about it is that there's a couple sports games for me that I'm always going to get sort of regardless, right? I haven't been burnt out just yet, but I understand why people feel the way that they do, because for so long we feel like UFC hasn't really seen the drastic change. They got my money in UFC 5. I barely played after release. I keep coming back to it here and there, but it doesn't really have that hook to really keep you on there. So I am hoping that, the gameplay and just everything around UFC 6, they've had time to make it happen. I hope that there is some substantial differences in there that make the game feel different. I think that's the big thing for me. Now, there were a couple things talked about with the modes. Two new game modes called Hall of Legends and the Legacy, which let you experience the stories of UFC greats or carve your own path from back rooms to the bright lights. And that is pretty cool, y'all. All right, so let's go on ahead and start with the Hall of Legends, and the Legacy, because it talks about letting you experience the story. So I wonder if they are going to have different stories from different fighters that you can choose from, and you can play that out with your character, right? That's something that it seems like, just from this description, that looks like something that we're going to have. And then it talks about carving your own path from back rooms to the bright lights. So I assume that has to do with your actual career, right? So I spoke about in the last couple of videos about career mode not just being emphasized as much as it should, or not being as good as it should. And this is something that does make me happy personally, because I think that this is a good thing. Talking about Hall of Legends, the Legacy, how can they go on ahead and make the career mode better? That is like the biggest thing for me in my mind. As a career mode person, somebody who enjoyed lots of career mode, I really hope that we do see something different. I hope that we do see something that stands out, and something that we haven't seen since the first UFC. The first UFC career mode, I know that for some, you guys, your opinion may be different, but I really enjoyed the first EA Sports UFC career mode. Then after that, it just hasn't been the same since. So I do hope that we see that difference, and hopefully things do continue to change and just be better in UFC 6. Again, I am a little bit optimistic when it comes down to these games, so excuse me if I offend you, but that's just where I'm at with this, man. Some pretty good news heard. No gameplay just yet. Hopefully tomorrow. Usually EA does like to drop stuff on Thursdays. If not, hopefully Friday. Before this weekend, I do hope that we get to see something. That's just my 2 cents, because we do have next weekend where we do have a UFC event. They might do some more promotion and some more trailers then, but we'll have to see what happens. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. You guys have been enjoying the content. I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.